workshop we're doing today is all about rhythm. So if you have a question about anything to do with rhythm, please, we want to know that and want to help you as best we can. So that will be awesome. But please try to keep the conversation to rhythm today. That would help us out a lot. So here's a Facebook user that says, by the way, I'm saying Facebook user, guys, because we still don't see your name. So if you want to tag your question with your name down there, then that would just sound a little more familiar. If you could do that, it'd be cool, because we don't actually see your name. Anyway, are you playing from the wrist or elbow? That's an excellent question. Are you
and it depends, because again, if you think about it, you're always either going to be moving from the bicep, right, the elbow, you're going to be moving from the wrist, or you're going to be moving from the fingers. And of course, what's happening is every time you move down, things are getting smaller. So when you want a big open strum, they tend to come from the elbow, but you'll always notice that my wrist is always moving. There's always a motion with all of my arm as I play. And that way, you can notice, too, that I can add dynamics in when I play by striking it harder and softer in different places. But the most important thing is when I first started learning how to play, and when I first started teaching how to play, I started teaching everybody patterns like down, 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 up, down, and that sort of thing. And I wound up realizing very quickly that there's a big trap in teaching that kind of playing. I'm not saying that it's not good for some people. But the problem is when you teach somebody something, like if I only teach you one sentence in Spanish, like "Donde está la casa de Pepe?" then the only thing you ever say is "Donde está la casa de Pepe?" because it's all you know. So the problem with strumming patterns is when we get into strumming patterns, if all we do is think about those, when you're trying to play with other people and things like that, you're not thinking like pattern 17 or pattern 32 or pattern 14A. You don't think that way. When the music starts, you start feeling the rhythm, you start feeling the groove, and then you decide, what am I able to add in over the top of this, right? And what was surprising to me was oftentimes the slower songs are, the faster you're actually playing, because you're doing like 16th notes instead of 8th notes. You see? So, and again, don't get caught up in 8th, 16, all that. Just understand that you're just taking a beat, a time, and you're either playing 1 or 2 or 4 or 8 or 16. And let's be honest, you're doing 1, 2, or 4 90% of the time, unless you're playing Slayer or something like that, right? Otherwise, you're doing 1, 2, or 4 all the time. Well, the faster the tempo gets, let's say I take my tempo and I move it up to 140. Well, your singles are already this fast. Now your 8ths are here, which means your 16th notes. You see? So the song gets faster, but that doesn't mean that we're going to strum all that, you're not necessarily going to do that in your song, right? So if the song is 140, the first thing I think is, well, what's going to be most comfortable here? See what I mean?
Yes.
So that's the thing to understand about rhythm itself. The core element of rhythm is you've got to listen to something and decide how you're going to react, whether you're going to play. We're talking about a straight beat now, even 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. And again, in the real world, you're dealing with 1, 2, and 4 most of the time.